Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Veal, and welcome back to Andromeda 6. Let's get back right into it. The captain told me to stay out of his way, and I had tried my best to, but I didn't exactly love the idea of being stuck in my room while we landed the ship. After having it in my head once already this week, I don't need a repeat. Turning one of the many corridors, silently praying I haven't lost my way again, I almost bumped into a figure coming out of one of the adjacent rooms while I was lost in thought. A sudden sound escapes me. A moment later, I realized my hand was pressed against a solid wall of muscle, preventing myself from colliding with the other figure entirely. June chuckled and takes a step back. I dropped my hand awkwardly. Good morning, Dr. Field. Sleep well? He waits for me to regain my composure before he continues heading towards the bridge, matching his steps with mine. Yes, very well. It's the first night I've managed to get more than a few hours sleep. June grins. His eyes crinkle at the corners. I'm glad to hear it. The beds aren't the most comfortable, I'm afraid. I thought you might have had a hard time adjusting. I gave him a strange look. It was an odd choice of words. Adjusting. I just assumed after finding you in the gold district on Goldis that you used to something a little more posh. Luxury is kind of a thing in that district. I won't find anything as drab as this place there, that's for sure. Oh. I didn't say any more, though June's statement only serves to bring up even more questions. We walked in silence for a while, and although it's comfortable enough, I still found myself searching for something to say. So, I used to be waken up by Aya shouting through the speaker every morning. It certainly happens more often than it probably should, but I was already up. I don't sleep much. Insomnia? He slows, almost stopping completely as he gives me a thoughtful look. Something like that. His eyebrows drip. Can't speak today. His eyebrows dip. It's not past tense. And I want to ask more, but something about his tone makes it clear that I shouldn't pry any further. So, how much do you know about Terrarium? Not much, though I get the feeling it's not the most welcoming of planets. It has its ups and downs. I'll tell you a little about it if you like. I nod. The approaches of learning more about this place would be visiting too good to give up. Terrarium is a desert planet. The water there comes from various oases scattered across the surface, and the oases are largely controlled by gangs and clans there. The planet's government, the Council of Embers, is neglected, corrupt. I fear that will only become worse now that Zovak sits on the throne of Goldis. There's something dark in June's voice when he says something, seated resentment poking in his head, though through the calm composure. I now notice the rifle that's strapped to his back. I wonder, with a small twine of panic, how bad this place really is. Terrain has long been known for drugs, robotics, and arenas. That's how they make their money. We're headed to Nueva Vega, capital. It's not as savage as smaller cities, but still, things can get wild, so be on your guard. We have a friend who owns property in the busier sector of the city. It's a great place for gathering intel and laying low. So that's where we're going there. Why we're going there? So that's what we're doing there. Gathering intel and laying low. Amongst other things. I'm sure you're aware of damage in the car hold. We'll find the parts we need to patch it up. Then scope the area for a general overview of the situation in space word after the code. Then we'll make a decision on what to do next. I mentioned the crew was in some kind of mess. What did she mean by that? June makes a strange face, as if considering exactly how much he wants me to know. It wouldn't be fair to drag you into that. The less you know, the better. We enter the bridge to a buzz of activity. It's clear all hands on deck up there. Clearly all hands on deck up there. Calderon and Aya are seated in the cockpit. The pilot flicking switches, pulling levers, while the captain barks at someone through the comm he holds in his hand. The awkward laugh crackled through the receiver on the other side. I recognized the voice and I can't see that word. Oh my gosh. Let's go back. Instantly, sorry. I gotta tell you, there's a lot of noise down here, Cap. We'll make it through the atmosphere in one piece, but I don't expect the outer cargo wall to hold up during landing. Just make sure airlock 3 and 4 are sealed. The hold is already shredded. Nothing we can do about it now. Aye, aye, Captain. Wanya greets us with a smile from where she's buckled herself into one of the extra chairs, and when I feel my hand on my arm, I turn back to June. One more thing just before we land. Just make sure you stay out of the way of one of us at all times, okay? You wouldn't want to lose you as soon as bringing you on board. Filling in the newbie on all the lewd and lawless activities that go around in Nova's Vega are you, June? Damon's voice flowed over to us from where he stands nearby, sheathing a pair of daggers into place on his thighs. June folds his arms over his chest, giving Damon a hard look. I'd rather not worry, Dr. Veal. With the details soon before landing, there's nothing to worry about, so long as we keep our heads down. Damon grins, his eyes trailing over June lazily, and a blade bounced between his fingers. Where's the fun in that? June rolls his eyes, unstrapping the rifle from his back and fixing it to the back of one of the chairs before he straps himself in. I watch the thick green substance sloshing around the chamber just beneath the barrel of his rifle, wondering what it is. Don't listen to Damon, Dr. Veal. Last time we were here, all he did was sulk around in the shadows and drinking that disgusting shrimp juice that they sell at the Ark. It's not shrimp, it's krill. With a little blueberry and lemon juice. Don't knock until you try it, okay? I know I'm probably gay, but I need to read this correctly. Oh, no, read this correctly. I'm not gay. Damon is gay, not Dr. Veals. Dr. Veals not gay. Don't knock until you try it, cowboy. June makes a disgusted face, and I have to agree that combination doesn't sound that all appealing. I'll pass. It's Damon's turn to roll his eyes, and June settles into his seat, ending the conversation as he turns to me. He looks even more menacing than we first met, although that may not be because he smiled at me in a way that leaves me unsure if he wants to stab me or seduce me. My eyes flicker over the bandoil across his chest, his knives partly concealed in his coat, and the twin daggers he keeps strapped to his thighs. I wonder idly how he managed not to cut himself on all that steel, as I'm sure there's plenty more hidden where I can't see. Want to do a strip shirt? What? Stop torturing Dr. Veal, Damon. I don't know how it's possible, but Damon grins even wider, his head cocking to the side. In a moment, Trigger Happy. Dr. Veal and I have business to conduct. I panic, my chest seizing with my mind tricks over what exactly he means by business. Well, I'm sure you have a conversation worthy of a perfect, pleasant bunch with June. I highly doubt the cowboy told you the half of what's going down on Terrarium. So walk with me. I quickly realize he's not giving me a choice, and when he saunters over to a large control screen near the cockpit, I follow suit. Damon barely spares me a glance of his fingers flying over the screen, typing and scrolling through information that I couldn't begin to piece together even if I wanted to. Think of Nose Vega like a giant sandbox, filled with loads of corrupted grains of sand. The kind of fun you'll find there isn't exactly legal, which means that it's the best kind. He throws a knowing grin before his eyes snap back to the screen in front of him. Casinos, bars, arenas, strip clubs, brothers, mods, weapons dealers, you name it, they got it. I almost choke on air at the description of the planet, and when I part my lips to speak, no words came out. Calderon wanted to leave me in this place like that. I don't know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. What kind of man is the captain to ditch a lost, lonely traveler in a place like that, am I right? How does he keep doing that? I don't reply, but I'm sure my slack jaw and disbelieving stare tell Damon everything he wants to know. He chuckles a little, and I'm glad at least one of us is assumed amused by the situation. That sounds dangerous. Wouldn't it be fun if it wasn't? Won't it be fun if it wasn't? I bite down on my tongue to keep from answering. His definition of fun is certainly an interesting one. Still, Trigger Happy over there is right. You shouldn't wander around there on your own, especially if you don't know the place. He glances at me, giving me a once-over from head to toe, pulling his lips to a tight, unimpressed line. Or, if you don't know how to take care of yourself, I can take care of myself. Damon huffed a laugh, and I swear I heard him mumble cue under his breath. I'd like to see that newbie. In fact, I might even pay to see that. Although, I'm sure the cowboy would have a thing or two to say about it. I do nothing but narrow my eyes at him, to which he replies in a dark grin, as if that was the exact reaction he was hoping for. Anyway, I'm not your babysitter. I don't particularly care what you do or don't do while we're there, so just take in case. He pulls a black leather sheath from his pocket coat and holds it towards me. On closer inspection, I notice the glint of metal and sturdy handle. He gives me a dagger. Apparently, not one to wait around a decision to be made. Damon clicks his tongue at me impatiently. Take it. You need it. Take it. I hesitate for a moment, wondering if he's going to stick me in the gut himself before I reach out to take it. If what I heard of Nova Vega is true, it doesn't sound like the sort of place I should be wandering around unprotected. Damon cocks a dark eyebrow, a gesture that makes me wonder if he's surprised I took the dagger out. You know how to use it. To stick them with the pointy end. Got that right. Try not to kill yourself with it, will you? I don't need another reason for the captain to be on my back. Damon, how are things looking on your end? Calderon's deep voice cut our conversation short, and when I turn towards the cockpit, his attention is still firmly fixed on the controls in front of him. I would question if he noticed my presence at all. Have we not received so much as a glance from him, but I don't think anything escapes that man. That radar's coming up clean. No active patrols in the quadrant for the time being. OPO has had the yard clear for landing. We're good to go. Emmy, whatever her name is. We're coming in orbit. Switching autopilot off to prepare for landing. All stats are looking good despite the, well, you know. Sebastian? Would it kill you to call me Bash like everyone else? Sebastian? As I crackled through the receiver, followed by Bash's voice once again, bright and bold. Engines are A-OK, let's get busy. Damon snickers behind me, shaking his head before he pushes me toward an empty chair and sits me down. Does he even hear himself? I raise an eyebrow as he straps me and secures the belt around me in place, pulling twice to ensure they're firm. Thanks. Damon winks at me in answer, stepping away once he's happy I'm securely fixed in place. Everyone take your seats. We're about to enter Terrarium's atmosphere. The sound of metal groaning catches my attention when Damon takes a seat next to me, strapping himself in just as the ship lunges and rumbles. Leaning forward as far as my restraints will allow, orange mash of terrarium surrounds us. The vivid neon lights and unusual blinding of Novas Vegas. Unusual buildings of Novas Vega growing closer and closer as we approach our destination. When we descended the loading ramp, the first thing that hits me is the heat. Not the balmy kind of warmth you find on a summer's day, but the scorch of fiery engines and hot metal. I could go for a little bit longer. The late afternoon sun hangs low in the sky, and a metallic, oily scent lingers in the air. I wrinkle my nose at it, surveying my surroundings. We landed on a strip in what looks like to be some kind of junkyard. Scrap metal piles up on either side of us. Broken down robotics, rusted old Howard crafts, outdated droids. A graveyard of poor unwanted things. It's a relief to step onto solid ground after the past few days in space. And I too in the dirt beneath my shoe, kicking up a small cloud of dust as I do so. Falling behind the group, my eyes drift idly over the piles of junk surrounding us, until my gaze falls upon a surveying box. An older model by the looks of what I can see of it, laying half buried within a pile of rusted limbs, metal arms, legs, and torsos thrown haphazardly into a pyramid. I step towards it, its black eyes, one cracked right down the middle, staring into mine, and its mouth opened and closed slowly, like a dying goldfish. A shiver runs through me, and I find myself feeling oddly sorry for the machine, left lost and alone amongst skeletons of its own kind. Someone grabbed my arm and yanked me aside roughly, and I see immediately what they saved me from impaling my foot on. A piece of metal scrap lays half buried in the sand, its jagged edge poking up enormously through the dust. Be careful. Calderon gives me a hard look. His face scrolled into an expression of pure annoyance. Thanks. I muttered a thanks to the captain, though wondered why I bothered when he merely turns away and keeps walking. Let's see what time we're at here. We can stop here. Okay. So, it's getting more interesting every time I play it. So if you like this video, leave a like, subscribe for more videos. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.